Good morning, I'm Deacon Pat. In today's gospel, we read about the call of Matthew to be an apostle. The most interesting thing about this scene is its brevity. There are very few details provided about Matthew's profound conversion. Put yourself in Matthew's sandals and see if you would react the same way. Here's how the gospel reads. Jesus saw a tax collector named Levi sitting at the custom post. He said to him, "Follow me." And leaving everything behind, he got up and followed him. Then Levi gave a great banquet for him in his house. That's it. Matthew had a very high-paying, secure job as a tax collector. He enjoyed the prestige and protection of the Roman Empire. He left his entire life behind after hearing two words, "Follow me." Not only did he leave his whole life behind, but hosted a great banquet for all his friends in gratitude for the great joy that Jesus gave him that day. It doesn't seem to make sense. Was Jesus so powerful and imposing that Matthew was too afraid to say no? Of course not. Jesus looked like all other men. Did Jesus cast some kind of a spell on him? Of course not. God created all of us in his image and likeness with complete freedom to make our own choices. He will not force any of us to love. That's not love at all. He will not program us like a computer. That's not fully human. I'm not sure, but my guess is that Matthew was tired of being hated by his fellow Jews for being a traitor and was secretly so miserable in spite of his job. I think he likely saw Jesus do miracles or heard him teaching and said to himself, if Jesus ever asked me to be his disciple, I would do it in a heartbeat. Have you ever said, boy, if I ever had the chance to do work at Google or tour the Vatican or marry that person, if I ever had the chance to do any of those things, I would do it immediately. Actually, this short encounter gives us the steps of every conversion to Christ. God initiates every conversion. Everyone is saved by the grace of God. Next, the person hears the good news of the gospel, and then the person considers the personal call and out of great joy decides to become a disciple of Jesus. He then lives it and shares the good news with others. Consider St. Paul, knocked off his horse and blinded while persecuting the church. He was healed and followed Jesus. Peter, refusing to believe that Jesus could help him catch fish, almost sunk the boat with the haul. He repented and Jesus said he would make him a fisher of men. Jesus told James and John to follow him, and they immediately dropped their nets and followed him forever. At the first Pentecost, Peter announced the good news to the Jews in Jerusalem, and that day 3,000 men made the decision to be baptized. What about you? You may say, God never called me directly. Well, have you ever had a prayer answered? Have you ever had a hunch that you should go back to church? Have you ever prayed, God, if you do this for me, I'll follow you forever, and then forget all about it? These are all examples of God calling you. If you did not respond like Matthew, he will keep calling you. God has called you to watch this video right here and right now, and he has two words for you to consider. Follow me. Have a wonderful Lent.